Well, there's always something that's a glitch somewhere. Hey, Josh, how you doing tonight?
Hey, pretty good, sir. How are you doing, John?
I'll tell you what, I've been better without fumble fingers. We're doing good, though.
It's all good. It's
Oh,
all good. Hey, if we didn't have something happen during either the startup or would it really be our show? Like,
no,
no.
absolutely.
So I have no problem with it.
I'm sitting back saying, all right, listen, all right, I got this perfect. Everything's good to go. Perfect. Great. Start getting pop-ups from messages and this and that. I'm like, all right, let me just cancel. Oh, wait a minute. That was the wrong button. Oh, okay. But, here we go, guys. Appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Swab the decks and charge the batteries. Let's rock and roll. This is going to be a great night. We got some special guests in tonight, and you might know, but you might not know. So we'll see what's going on. So what do you got going on, Josh? Anything good? What's happening?
Oh, well, you know what? Lately I've been just swamped. As a lot of you guys might know, outside of doing this stuff, I'm also have a job in IT, but on the side, I do a lot of things for racing around here, and I've been so busy with so many projects there with that I literally haven't had time to do anything extra. So
Wow.
I miss everybody because I don't get to tune in all the time to every other show, and I apologize about that. But I promise, also after the meetup, my free time should pick up quite a bit because John and I have been pretty active on that as well, getting a lot of things done with that, and we have some new news that we want to tell everybody. Should we wait or?
Well, it's up to you. I mean, I'm fine with whichever you prefer. I mean, go for it, man. Let's hoist the sails and see what we can do with this baby.
Well, we're introducing something, and this is the first time it's going to ever be talked about right now.
Yep.
We're going to have a video contest, and it's going to be the best video from footage taken at the meetup. Now, John, there's a prize involved with this too, isn't there?
As a matter of fact, there is some pirates booty for this. What we're going for here, gentlemen, and ladies, I'm sorry, we're doing a contest for the best video, and it's going to be voted on by the community. The entire community is going to have a week to vote on it after the meetup, and we're going to be giving away $100 Visa gift cards for the best videos. But that's going to be the entire community is going to vote on it. So we're going to have nothing to do with it. So it can't be rigged. No hashtag rigged, nothing like that. We're not going to be anything funky. But so what we've put together is we're going to do a pretty much a contest for all the best videos out there. We're going to crank things out, and it's going to have to be in the timeline that we've done for the meetup. So it's got to be in those 3 or 4 days. Obviously, if you go before a little earlier, a little bit later, that's okay. That's not a problem. But as long as it's tagged in that timeline, and we're going to do one single post on the Drone Rogues Facebook page, and we'll roll with it that way. Everybody can vote on that and put your best up. It's going to be a minute or less because we don't want to get too crazy and possibly bog down Facebook. But
yeah. So basically. I know we're going to wait a couple of weeks afterwards, right? Just to allow everybody time. But I believe on the September 29th show, the actual post on the Drone Rogues Facebook page will go live. Yep. And you will have to post your video in the comments under that post. We will not be going through to try to hunt them down. I want them all in one thread. So it'll be very easy for us to find and for you to find as well. So that way there, everybody can just go to one spot, drop it in there. You could find all of them. And then we just want everyone to actually have a great time with us. So, and I think there's so much up there to see. I think this is an excellent way for all of us to see what everyone else has an opportunity to. So,
and again, beyond flight or whatever agglomeration of what everybody thinks is the best videos. So this way we've got no because obviously there's some guys that are incredible with editing. I mean, you guys are just crush it with editing. And then there's guys that are just, like myself. I'm lucky if I get something up there, for God's sakes, But yeah, so it's going to be basically the community's going to vote on it, and whoever they vote on, that's who we roll with, and that's who's going to be winning. We'll put it out there. We feel it's something that's pretty good, and hopefully everybody gets some good drone footage in there, and do your best. Even if you don't do any editing, just throw it up there. Everybody votes on it.
Absolutely. And it's also nice that we have an opportunity here to showcase everything, and just be able to actually bring whatever you guys actually find up there and share it, because I say it all the time, I'm horrible at it. Just post it, right? So
yep, that's it. Just get up there and post it, guys. It doesn't make a difference, whatever it is, and it's all good. Yeah, we're gonna have such a good time. I mean, the list, and we are honestly, if we don't book out the whole hotel, I'd be amazed. And the only reason we're not going to book it out is because there's a lot of residents in the area that are going to show up. Because we're honestly, guys, this again, like you guys know, everybody knows, it was supposed to be 3 guys getting together, just got to fly. But now we're looking. I mean, we're way over that, and we've got sponsors, and we've got so much going on. It's just it's pretty cool. It really is. For the first time of a meetup, it's pretty neat, especially for a couple of amateurs that just kind of fell into this drone thing. I don't know what the hell's going on.
I'm not even sure why I'm even here right now.
No, for real, man. This is crazy. It really is.
But honestly, though, everyone have an eye on our page. More information about this, more details will be out on there. But this is going to be an awesome time. And yes, right now we have 60 people signed up. We're told that there's more showing up as well. So, but we just got a couple of big names added on the list.
Did we really? Oh boy. Who should I ask? I don't know if I should ask.
Well, Lon is just showing up, which completely.
No, come on. Lon is not coming. Is he really?
Lon's coming. Lon's coming.
Damn.
And
in the flesh.
He's bringing some extras along with him.
Uh-oh.
Not only is he going to be bringing his Mavic 4 Pro with the electronic ND filter, which is pretty neat. I have to say I'm curious about that. But he's also bringing Ken Dono and Billy Kyle.
Come on, are you serious?
Dead serious.
Wow.
Dead serious.
Dang, this is going to be crazy.
So for anyone that's been on the fence, if we can entice you anymore, I don't know. I don't know how we can. We have awesome events set up. We have awesome food actually lined up. We have superstars coming. I mean, you're going to be there.
I tell you what. Listen, you're going to be there. I mean, I don't know how the heck we're going to do this, and how are we going to top it next year? This is going to be crazy. This is going to be. I don't know.
I really
don't know.
Someone that we could ask about that, I think, is sitting in the back room right now, and he's probably indulging on that pizza back there because he probably doesn't get the good stuff where he's at anymore.
No, not anymore. Anyways, not anymore. I'm sure. Let's see who we got in the back room.
See. Hey,
Tom.
The first thing I found out here was good Brooklyn pizza, buddy.
Good to hear.
Not really. Nice.
Come on now.
Good to
I
hear.
still can't find decent New York Chinese food. Okay. Especially with Mexicans cooking it, but I can't find that out here. I just don't know what it is, man. Okay.
Though I have to say, if there was one food group that I would not want to lose out on, it's pizza. So
pizza and pasta.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. It has it has contributed to my very sexy dad bod. Okay. And I don't know how I would have just the sheer notoriety that I have today without it. So there.
I understand you totally.
Yeah, it's like pizza and oxygen for me. I I gotta have the
There you
tour.
go. There you go. Okay. That's
So
great
Tom,
to
what have
be
you been
here,
up to
guys.
lately? Yeah, thank you for coming on. Really.
Thank you.
Just out there flying. Flying my Mavic 4. Trying to get plenty of stick time on that bad boy, and then just dealing with our seasonal weather out here, which people make a big deal about. But I've found over the we've been out here, it's almost 4 years now, this coming November. And people always say to me, how do you deal with the heat? How do you deal with that heat? And I ask them, especially those knuckleheads from North Dakota, how do you deal with that 30 below zero? They go, well, we stay inside. I go, well, what do you think we do? Okay. But look, I was recently back on the East Coast to my wife's childhood friend got married down in Charleston, South Carolina.
Oh, sure.
And we left here. It was about 104 degrees. We got there. It was 93 degrees with 90% humidity. And I wished to get right back on the plane and fly back to Vegas. Okay. Big difference. Big difference.
Wow.
Okay. The best T-shirt I ever saw was a skeleton on a beach chair with a beer, and the caption read, "It's okay, it's a dry heat."
That's it.
It's amazing. I've never been to Vegas myself, but I honestly want to come for the meetup. But I'm trying to change some things around to get out there. But I'll tell you what, I want to experience it. I really do. It's just you guys are putting on one hell of a setup. I mean, just the flyers and what I've been hearing from everybody's streams. Tom, you guys are really putting into it. I mean, hats off to you.
Well, it's I've said this before. It's a labor of love with a lot of labor mixed in. Okay, so you're finding that out yourselves, are you now? Okay, and you know what your detriment is having a successful meetup. Okay, that's the number one detriment to you, because then you got to figure out, well, how do we make it even better next year? So it's a lot involved. People don't realize, and it's but what's great about it is the social aspect of it. Getting people together, okay, and sharing the love for this community makes a big difference. I come from fire service, so fire service is a very extended family situation. Mm-hmm. And after retiring, there was a bit of a void there, but this community has definitely stepped in to help fill that void. Awesome. Getting to meet people and hang out with people and experience the joy we have in flying together, right? That's what makes it all worthwhile at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. It really does. I mean, I learned more at the South Florida Drone meetups the past two than I would have ever online, just checking things out, just from random conversations with people, stuff that I wasn't even looking for or trying to learn. It's like, oh, I didn't know you could do that. Oh yeah, do this, check this out, do that. And all of a sudden you're like, wow, this is great.
And a lot of people need a confidence build too. And there's no better way to build that confidence than to fly with other people.
Yes, absolutely.
It's a great safety net. Yeah.
That, and as I found out, just going there and interacting, because I'm usually a little bit on the shy side, and I have never done anything actually like that. And I just went down. I talked to everybody I could. I think if there's maybe 2 or 3 people at that whole entire meet, I didn't have like the actual chance to.
Right.
But now I'm hosting a live stream now, and I'm setting up a meetup up here. It's like,
it's called that's actually going to the nautical and pirate terms. That's a glutton for punishment, by the way. Okay, realize that, Josh.
Yes.
That's exactly it. And
be careful what you ask for.
John and I share the same thing though. Like, we need to be doing something, and I think we both had a slowdown at that point in time somehow, and
Yeah.
we found a lot of things to fill that void rather quickly.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
But I mean,
And I think I was mentioning to John the fact that, look, you talk about a guy like Bob Dempsey, okay? Unique character, by the way. Okay, he is a character.
sure is.
Okay. He's the only Buddhist Santa Claus I've ever met.
Right.
Right there, that's got to tell you something. Okay.
Yep.
But Bob is one of those people who just burns it at both ends and doesn't stop.
Yeah.
Really.
And it's tough sometimes keeping up with him. In fact, our little group here spends a great deal of time trying to slow Bob down. Okay, because he is his own worst enemy at times, but an enjoyable individual. His wife Audrey is a wonderful woman, and developing those friendships have really gone a long way. And being retired, the last thing you want to do is sit on a couch and veg out. Okay,
Yeah.
you
Oh, yeah.
want to have other activities in your life. You want to have things to do. And Bob, just as a goof, started Old Farts with Drones going back probably 4 years ago. And now he's 28,000 members in that group, and giving people a new outlook on things as well,
Absolutely.
So that's been a lot of fun. And the other thing that getting this meetup together, and Ray Kelly and the likes of Johnny Drone Flyer and the whole cast of characters that put on the South Florida Drone Meetup are responsible for me cursing at times when we're working on the Vegas Drone Meetup. Okay. Ray harped on us starting something out here. Okay. So I do hold him accountable from time to time on this. But, we this year we got a great lineup. We got Pilot Institute and Aero AI actually doing workshops here.
Oh, yeah.
And the great thing with Aero AI is one of our local vendors. They do mapping, and they're going to be teaching how to do mapping and how to use these free tools and develop these splats with even with consumer-based drones. So that's great. And the other thing is that we're able to give back to the community out here. One of our sponsors is the city of Henderson. And as a result of that, we partnered up with the city of Henderson to teach in their day camp, their summer camp programs and their after school programs out here. We are exposing these kids to drone technology. And it's been a blast. And I would say over the last 4.5, almost 5 weeks now, we've gotten in front of about 700 school-aged kids.
Wow.
And it's been a blast. It really has. Many comical moments. You talk to the counselors and you say, make sure the kids remain seated on the bleachers, okay? And the first thing we tell the kids is how dangerous those spinning blades are. But the second we turn on the drone, it's like a stampede of kids running right at the drone. So it is a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun, and again, to get kids interested, okay, in this technology, and to tell them, we made a comic book with activities in it. So there's a maze in it where they have to help the drone find the landing pad, and we talk about how important math, science, reading is to be a good drone pilot, and all the other things like programming and building and engineering and all of that stuff. You see these kids' faces really light up, which is great.
That's fantastic.
And plus, a few of us are I'm a certified head referee for VEX robotics competitions out here. So the aerial competitions, I'm usually working as a head referee.
Really?
And it's just a lot of fun seeing how these kids work together And one of the VEX competitions is they have to fly an obstacle course. Okay, it's a team of 5. And as a referee, my job is really, I was a certified ref in hockey, and in hockey I got to give out penalties and things like that. But in this competition, I basically give parents and coaches penalties for getting involved where they're not supposed to. Okay, to make sure it's kid centric.
Yep.
And to watch these kids, they fly this obstacle course for points, and then they refly that entire obstacle course autonomously using just programming.
Wow.
And also during that autonomous flight, you're throwing them curveballs because now there's different color landing pads that they have to be able to access and touch and go from and things like that, just using their programming skill set.
That's impressive.
And then the kids then find a competing team, and they build an alliance with that competing team to fly the final event, which is a team competition where both teams are adding up points for each other. And it's just a great experience all around. So,
that's fantastic.
It's really a lot of fun. Yeah.
I had no idea, Tom. I mean, I heard a little bit in some streams here and there every once in a while, but that's fantastic. Thank you for all you're doing.
And it's what we recommend, if you're into this, one of the best things to do is just be a good ambassador, right? We want to continue growing this community, So when that kid's looking at you from, across the grassy field, let them see what you're doing. Let them experience it. Of course, with the parents' permission. Be careful, people.
Yes.
Okay. Don't be approaching small children. Okay. Just be careful there.
Tom, what are you using for drones when you're flying with the kids? What's your
we showed them. Wow, we showed them everything from the Mavic 4 to, because we're able to project it on a big projector screen. Oh, wow. So once the kids can see themselves, and and then with the Mavic 4, I would start off with the infinity gimbal being at 180 degrees and then spinning that around, so they enjoyed that. We flew with the Neo, we flew with the Flip, we flew with the Avata 2, and then we also brought in one of our locals here, Jonathan. Jonathan is in the top 3 FPV drone pilots for the U.S. Air Force.
Wow!
So Jonathan comes in and he flies his a little 4-inch and a few other drones with neon lighting on them, and I was doing some flips with the Avata, and the kids just eat that up. They just love that stuff.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And then the question and answer session can go on for days if you allow it with them. Okay.
Really?
Because they are chock full of questions. They are so inquisitive, and that's fun to see.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and the aspect of drones is that there's so many ways into them. Like, you don't have to just like flying things. You don't have to actually just like the getting photos. You can learn how to program. There's so many angles into it, and I think being exposed to that earlier on like that is fantastic, because somebody might not necessarily enjoy flying them, but they may want to get into how they work and help out in that. And that's definitely an area that we need more of nowadays. So, well,
what's interesting is when you ask the kids, well, where do you think you can use drones? They come up with great answers. I mean, I had one kid tell me that he saw drones being used on the local news out here.
Yeah.
Okay. And I felt gratified by that, because, how many times I sat on the couch watching shows with my wife going, that was a drone shot. That was a drone shot, right? So to the point where now my wife, Roz, will turn around and go, hey, that was a drone shot, wasn't it? So.
Absolutely.
But yeah, they come up with great stuff. I mean, knowing that it can be used in agriculture, and knowing that it can be used at solar farms, and helping people, finding lost people and pets and being used by police and fire and EMS. And, you know, it's great to see that these kids today they're tied in, man. They know a lot more than you give them credit for. So you better start leveraging that, you know, and get them motivated. We need to grow this community, right?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
And that's a great way to do it, is to get out there with your community groups and see, you know, even the local. There's another area I'm involved with out here, and that's with the Veterans Administration, and trying to get veterans that are dealing with PTSD involved with drones, because it becomes an outlet. It becomes an influence on them. You know, it gives you that sense of purpose.
wow.
You know,
That's
you know, how
fantastic.
many of us, you know, really want to get out at the crack of dawn? Well, if you have a drone and, you know, you want to try out those new filters,
Yep.
you're up and you're out there. It's great, you know. Otherwise, all you're going to do is sleep in. What's the sense of that?
Yeah, exactly. I'll sleep when I'm dead.
Hey, Lauren,
Exactly.
thank you very much for tuning in, Lauren. Also, hey, I haven't said hi to everyone out there in the chat. Let me hurry up and actually do that. We had Steve, Janess, Ron, Dusty, DeMarco's here. Mike is out there. Johnny's out there. Dominic's here. Lauren, Joel, Philip. I'm sure I've missed somebody, but I mean, talk about awesome guys. Like, I just thank all of you guys for actually being here with us. It's what got me involved, was actually sitting in the chat. You know, I actually learned a lot there, and it's great having you guys here. Joe Fodolio just hopped in.
Hey, Moving Joe. Hope everything's going, Joe. Tennessee. Congratulations, Joe.
Congratulations, absolutely, sir. Awesome move.
It was great meeting Joe and meeting this whole cast of characters.
Absolutely.
At South Florida Drone Meetup. Okay. So that was great. You know, it was great meeting people coming out here. And, you know, we got the big commercial UAV expo that's happening that week before your event. So that's a big one out here. The 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
Now, Tom, is that open to everybody or just commercial?
That you can get a free exhibit pass, and then of course we have a lot of training that goes on at that event. That's a huge event, by the way, and you got some heavy hitters at that event. But this year also, you have Pilot Institute, Vic Moss, and a bunch of other people doing training at this event, and plus. You also have Drone Responders, which is the entity for public safety, couples with the commercial UAV expo, to have a whole program track as well.
Wow. Amazing. You've got so much going on out there. I mean, there's like the two of those. I mean, just those coupled is amazing, you know?
Yeah, it's you know, we're fortunate because, you know, we have a lot of conventions that come into town here. You got the Consumer Electronics Show, which is a huge one. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
And then in the springtime we have NAB, the National Association of Broadcasters, and that's another great show for drone people to attend as well.
Really?
Okay. Well, you guys right now are broadcasters, are you not?
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't think of that.
And
Josh, don't think about it.
Drones are used, okay, to provide content in the industry. So there's a lot of crossovers there as well.
Yeah. When is that, Tom? Is that in
that's usually in April.
April?
That's usually in the April time frame.
Okay. That's interesting. Yeah, Josh and I we hit on so many different keys when it comes to tech. It's if we were to get into something like that, I don't know who'd be broke quicker.
It's well, you know, look, I don't know if I can keep up with my wife's daily deliveries from Bloomies and Saks Fifth and everything else. So, when one of my drones slips through the door, she hardly notices.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Oh, man. Yeah, we've got, that's the one thing I want to do is throw a shout out to Jeremy for doing the merch for the meetup.
Absolutely.
He's been, man, I tell you what, he's been killing it for us. He really has. Yeah, look there we go. Yeah, he's got, the guy never sleeps. He literally never sleeps.
Not at all.
So how many people you have coming to your event this year?
Well, I think we officially have 59, actually. Yeah.
59.
We've got 59 that are flying in or driving in from a distance.
See, that's not a good number. 59 is not a good number. So, Josh, I think we got to make it 60. I think I have to make the trip out there. So.
Really? Come on.
Yeah. Let's make it 60, Josh.
You're on the list.
Yes.
You're on the list. Oh, Tom, that is fantastic. That is awesome.
It will truly be all the drone celebrities will be there.
Unbelievable.
Well, somebody's got to sit on the other balance scale opposite from Lon, right? I mean,
Tom, thank you so much. It'll be
Tom,
great to have you there. It'll be great to see you again. I'm just
I just need a certain level of assurance that Mark Fisher will not run me over with the latest leased vehicle he owns. Okay, please, because that was almost an issue up in Rhode Island at the first Rhode Island drone meetup. My wife thought, she saw a Maserati headed towards me. She thought there was going to be a big payday, and it turns out it was Mark Fisher. So it's like you can't get blood from a stone there, sweetheart. So yeah, any disposable income Mark Fisher has, he spent it on technology. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
Which is one thing he and I have in common. So I totally get it. But
I'm gonna. I don't think my video submission is going to be allowed, but I'm going to probably do I'm attending a drone meetup and start off from my Apple phone going off at 4:00 in the morning so I can catch a flight out from here. Okay. But I'm gonna come in and stay with some buddies in Nassau County, Long Island, and then I'm gonna head out and I'm gonna take the ferry across.
Oh, cool.
Up
Very
to
cool.
New London. And
Yep.
Not that it's a shorter trip. It's the same amount of time. It's just I get a break from driving for about an hour and a half.
Yep. Absolutely.
And Pawtucket, the Hampton Inn in Pawtucket seem to be available. So
nice.
Looks like it'll be another good cast of characters in that hotel.
Absolutely.
That's one thing we lack here in Vegas is that one hotel to stay in. Okay.
Right.
Because people want to stay in different places in Vegas, which is fine. And our room rates are a bit different.
Yes.
So, that's something you have to take into consideration when you come out here. And it's also, my experience with Rhode Island is it's a target-rich environment. And there's plenty of places to shoot and capture. So I'm looking forward to that. And it's much like here out in Vegas. I mean, we have a very diverse environment out here where, right now at 105 degrees is our local temperature right now at only a real humid 11% humidity.
Wow.
But you can, in 35 minutes, be up in Mount Charleston, and it'll probably be about 78 degrees up there.
Oh, wow.
And that's a 35-minute drive for us.
Wow.
That's not bad at
all.
all.
Escaping the heat.
Well, we have snow skiing up there that runs basically from the end of September. And last year, the last weekend for skiing was the first weekend in June. And people go, but wait a second, you're in Vegas. How is that possible? Yeah. Well, Mount Charleston is 11,912 feet tall.
That'll do it.
So
Boy,
we are the most mountainous state in the lower 48.
wow.
So there's
Man, that's
plenty to see
crazy.
and do here. And as far as the Vegas Strip goes, just like when I lived and worked in New York City, I avoided Times Square like the plague. Okay. And we do the same thing here with the Strip, except, we downsize the house, but we still have a nice guest room. And when people call and say, hey, we're visiting, we of course say, hey, we got the guest room. And it's always, no, I'm staying at the Venetian. I'm staying at Virgin. I'm staying at Caesars. Okay. And all we ask is, okay, what day do you want us to kidnap you off the Strip? And when we get people off the Strip and they see what else is out here, they're simply amazed. They don't realize it,
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, real quick here, John also wants to know if you're taking the Port Jefferson ferry.
I'm taking the Orient Point ferry. Okay. So that's a little further out. So that's what I'll be taking out there.
And also to say, he also added this in. He said someone got revenge and attempted to actually run Mark over.
I had nothing to do with that, John.
Okay.
I had nothing to do with that. My local Brooklyn buddies were all accounted for. Okay. They were not involved.
So everyone Tom was not involved.
It's
clear.
Yeah, we fell in love with Ingrid and Mark, and we had a great time. Last time we went up, it was with Jamaris and Eddie Nunez, my wife Roz, and myself. Roz is on our committee here. She handles the getting people registered. She handles the group of volunteers we have to help us with our event. So she's involved. She's also my visual observer, which is great. I think I've said this plenty of times. Your wife makes you the best visual observer because she can't be compelled to testify against you in court. So that's always good. Okay.
That one I had not heard before, Tom. That's awesome.
Got to keep these things in mind, John. Yeah.
For real. Yeah, Holly's definitely mine. That's for sure. Man, I love it. Boring. So, all right, good deal.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got?
It's going to be a good time up there.
Yeah.
I think Snookers is been really good and really welcoming for us. We're going to have a nice spread out there for everybody. We got our room. It's going to be from 5 to 8, Josh?
That's right. Yep.
So we'll be hanging in there.
And I just got kicked off again.
Alrighty, that's okay. Listen, it would not be a Drone Rogue show without a couple of problems.
Yeah, I should be getting up there that Friday afternoon. I should be getting up to the room probably by around 3:00 in the afternoon. So
okay,
I'll definitely be joining you over at Snookers.
Nice.
And then I fly back on Monday, so I'm going to do a straight drive from Pawtucket all the way down to JFK Kennedy Airport.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
All right, I'm back. Sorry.
No problem.
I'll do the ferry going back, which again will be interesting. We don't see a lot of water out here, so it's good to get back to the East Coast to occasionally see that blue stuff. Okay.
Now, are you thinking taking 95 all the way down, or are you going to take the Orient Point back over and take 495 down?
No, I'll take the ferry back over. I got a good deal on a round trip, and
nice.
And so I'll take the ferry back over. It breaks up the trip. It takes an hour and a half out of the trip, and then from there, just I got a late flight coming out of JFK, which still puts me back at a decent hour here with the time change. So it's a 5-hour flight with a 3-hour time difference. Beautiful. So, the wife, I'll leave around 7. I'll get in. The wife will have me picked up and headed home by 10:00 that same night. So
great.
Yeah.
And what are you bringing to fly, Tom?
I'm going to bring my traveling road show. So I'll have my Mavic 4, Okay, I'll have with the RC Pro 2 controller. No,
yeah.
I don't have electronic ND filters. Okay, like Lon. Okay, nobody can be as special as Lon, and I mean that in a lot of different ways. Okay, but I'll bring the Avata 2, which is always a mainstay, and the Flip will be with me along with my Pocket 3 and my Insta360 X5.
So, boy, you're coming heavy. You're bringing in the big guns.
It fits in the overhead compartment, and it all works out. The only time I really get stopped in the airport, and it really drives my wife crazy, is we have TSA pre-check, which makes things a lot easier, right? But when my bag goes through the X-ray machine and it goes through more than twice, the wife starts shaking her head, and they open it up, and right away the first question is that the new Avata? Okay. And then it's got to be a 15-minute conversation from there. Okay.
Yep.
I just found a kindred spirit. So, we're going to talk for about 15 minutes. And the wife will be tapping the watch going, come on, we got to get to the gate, But really, that's the only time I ever get stopped is when they somebody else is curious about the technology.
Yep. Yeah.
Now,
I was amazed how easy it was.
Yeah.
This may be one of the only times that on a live stream, all of us own the DJI Flip. Because it doesn't get a lot of love, and I still think that's absurd.
I'm surprised why it doesn't.
I love mine.
Look,
I absolutely love
Look, Josh, the Neo was a real eye-opener for people.
Yep.
Okay.
Especially
who weren't tied in on the Hover XL side, right? They didn't know anything about Hover XL. But that Neo was an eye-opener going, wow, I basically have a selfie drone. Okay. And the cost of admission was really low.
Absolutely.
A couple $100, right? And it flies without, you can fly it, 4 different ways. When the Flip came out, the only downside I saw with the Neo was the image quality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the Flip addressed the image quality issue.
Absolutely.
Okay. But of course, it turned a few people off because, you can't fly FPV with it. Well, it wasn't made for that.
Right.
Okay. Where the Neo, if you want to learn how to fly manual, buy yourself a Neo because you can beat the heck out of that little drone. And it's a survivor, okay? But when it comes to a real selfie drone, the Flip is hands down probably one of the best out there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I have so much fun with that thing. I really do. I get it's tough because I do a lot of shoreline stuff, but back and forth. I mean, it's literally the most fun one that I have to fly.
Yeah.
I just get so much airtime with that thing. And literally it's just airtime. It's not even video quality or anything. It's just flying. It's just fun.
Right.
It's I pick everywhere.
I have to say the drone I had the most fun flying is the Avata 2.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's probably one of the most immersive drones you can fly. The wife and I will be sitting on the tailgate of the truck, and I always make sure I stream it off because through the DJI Fly app, you can stream wirelessly, to the Fly app. And so she can see what's going on. But I'm flying, and all of a sudden she says to me, wow, you came really close there, huh? Because I love to do a lot of cliff surfing out here. And I go, wow, you saw that? She goes, no, you lifted your legs up. So that's how immersive it is. Okay. It's a funny one that we were out at Red Rock Canyon, which is great out here to fly at. It's a national conservation area in the national park system, but you can fly your drones there. Okay. Except in the wilderness areas. So it's a spectacular vista to shoot from. And I'm sitting on the tailgate of the truck. The wife and I are flying, and all of a sudden I hear this woman yelling from across the parking lot, "You're not allowed to fly here. You can't fly here." And
oh boy.
so the wife right away says to me, "Oh, we got a Karen approaching." and I'm like, "Oh, I can see it," because I started to head back at that time. And I could spot this person coming across the parking lot, and she's yelling. And my wife knows exactly what to say. She said, "Look, my husband will engage you in conversation once he lands." Okay?
Nice.
So with that, a National Park Service ranger was pulling into the parking lot.
Oh boy.
And the lady starts saying right away, "Oh, you're going to get it now. You're going to get it now." And he pulls right up alongside our truck. Okay. My wife says, "Oh, a ranger just pulled in." I said, "Yeah, I see him. No problem." And so as I'm landing, he gets out, and the first thing he says is that the Avata 2? And I go, "Well, yeah, it actually is." He goes, "Man, that's the next drone I'm getting for myself." Okay, so we started talking, and we shook hands, and he gets back in and he starts to drive away, and she yells out, "Wait a second, give him a ticket. He's not allowed to fly here." And the ranger just yells back at her, "Nah, he can fly here. I gave him permission." And he drove off. Okay, so you know, she of course left in a huff, but you know, but that happens very rarely, you know, that we get an encounter like that. Normally it's people asking, you know, all the same questions all the time. We're all familiar with them, right? But I'll like show them the screen. The great thing I have, and this is something, you know, I posted a video on these glasses, and it went viral. I got 71,000 views already.
Wow.
But these X-Real 1 glasses, they have these prisms here that these OLED screens project on, and you can connect this to, like, if you're flying the Mini 4, okay, anything that flies with the RC2 controller, these go USB-C to USB-C directly.
Wow.
And you get the screen right up on here, but it looks like it's a 130-inch flat screen.
That's awesome.
That's about 8 feet in front of you. Okay. But what's really great, and I say it all the time, my eyes aren't getting any younger. So that 600 nit brightness screen on the RC2 left a lot to be desired. Well, you put these things on, and plus, when I'm outside with my beautiful baby blues, I have to have sunglasses on. Okay, I have no choice, right? Second, you put sunglasses on, and you look at that RC2 screen, it's washed out.
Right.
So you're always like hunting for shade. And one thing we don't do good out here in the desert with is shade. So, but putting these glasses on, your sun protection is exterior to the video plane. So it protects your eyes without taking away the image that you can see and the ability to frame. Now, the really cool thing with these is, remember I said you can stream to an iPhone from the Avata 2. Well, if you ever want to give anybody a ride along, hand them these glasses to watch that video stream off the iPhone with these glasses. Okay.
Wow.
And they're going to feel like, you know, and the other great thing about these glasses is you lose that situational awareness when you have goggles on.
Yes,
right?
you do.
Yes.
This, you maintain all of that because you can actually see around and through the image if you want to. So you can see everything that's happening around you as well with these glasses on. And I've watched some, like on the plane, I'll be watching Netflix through these glasses on the plane, you know, on my travels there. And I've watched movies on my iPhone where I forgot I was wearing them. Okay. That's how comfortable they are. They look like Matas, but they're nothing but, these are nothing but a visual interface. They're not really they're not really AR, except that they're projecting that augmented image for you.
Correct. Now,
I just for everybody in the chat, I posted Tom's link to the glasses on Amazon.
Oh, thanks.
I'll tell you what, Tom, I saw Tom's review on them, and they're still. Listen, I grabbed them. They're sitting in my basket. I'm sitting there in the cart, and I'm like, okay, one of these nights I'm just gonna send it and do it. But there's just a lot going on with the meetup, so I think I'm gonna wait a little.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And they're not. Look, they're not for everybody. Okay, you have to first make sure they're compatible with what you're trying to do.
Correct.
Right.
Okay, because they're not $49.95. Okay.
Yeah. No.
So you're dropping several $100s on these. Make sure they give you what you need.
Exactly.
And again, you can also use these as a second or third monitor on your computer, because you can use extended desktop with these as well. So,
wow.
There's a lot you can do with them, but they got to make sure. I have a lot of people that reach out to me now. I got close to 400 comments on that one video where people are asking me, they make a prescription kit for them. Okay. No, they're not compatible with Mavic 2s. They're not compatible with Mini 2s. They're not, if you're using a non-screened remote controller, they're definitely not compatible.
Yep.
Okay. And the RC needs to provide video output either across USB-C or across HDMI.
Okay.
Now, if it puts out video across your HDMI, you also have to have a way to power these. So these don't need to be charged ever, because they're a slave device off of the host device.
That's great.
So they get their power from the iPhone, or they get their power from the remote controller. Now, for me to have these work off of my RC Pro 2, I have to use an HDMI adapter that provides power.
Okay.
And then I can plug the USB-C into that adapter. Okay. Wow. And then it works. What I like about the RC Pro 2 is I can wear sunglasses with that, because they have a peak brightness of 2000 nits.
Yeah.
So out in the bright desert, midday sunlight, I can still see everything on the screen.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Now, I had to buy my Mavic 4 outside the country, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. That's happening a lot lately. I mean, what are we going to do? It is what it is. But listen, if we really want it, then that's what we got to do.
Well, the other thing is, when you buy a drone that expensive, okay, and unfortunately today you can't get DJI Care refresh.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I've had aviation insurance for many years, and I added these to my aviation insurance policy. So, I'm covered for loss and things like that. But, it's disheartening right now. I know, everybody's concerned about a DJI ban. Well, if you're concerned about a DJI ban, don't be concerned about the inability to fly your existing drones, because that's not part of it. Okay. The reason I bought the Mavic 4 currently is to future-proof as much as possible, right? And working with DJI quite often and closely for many years now, I am a DJI fanboy. I admit it. Okay. I'm also not very pleasant to be around when Skydio is in the room. It is what it is. I think there's great people who work for Skydio. Unfortunately, those great people don't work at the top of Skydio. And that's what needs to be changed, is that C-level at Skydio. Not offering a consumer drone being built in the U.S. is going to impact our drone community. No doubt about it.
Yep.
Okay, and that's sad. My analogy is, you are pissed at your local supermarket, the only one around for 20 miles. So you wait until your cupboards are bare, you wait until your pantry is empty to say, I'm going to boycott you now. Okay? Right. That's pretty short-sighted, right?
Yep.
So what we should have done in this country was support our local manufacturing, get that back up to where it needs to be, and then start pulling back from that globalization we accepted wholeheartedly 20, 30, 40 years ago. You know,
Yep.
do I think these Chinese drones are dangerous? Not when how many people walk around with these things. So come on, give me a break.
Yep.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
What other company provided geofencing from the start? No other company but DJI. Okay.
Yep, absolutely.
So people say, why has DJI abandoned the U.S. market? Well, they haven't abandoned the U.S. market. They've taken a step back as to not further impact their U.S. client base.
Sure.
Why don't they offer DJI Care Refresh here? Because they built a reputation that you could get your drone replaced in a few days.
Right.
But now they can't support that. They can't get parts in. They can't.
No.
So, and the other thing is, well, why aren't they selling new drones? Why aren't they selling the Osmo 360? Why aren't they? Why aren't they? Why aren't they? Well, they're not, because they don't want you paying today $4,400 for this drone, and tomorrow your buddy only had to pay $3,100 for the same drone.
Sure.
And then the day after that, I had to pay $5,000 for that drone. They don't want to subject us, because we're at the end of the day, we're going to blame DJI,
Right.
and it's not DJI's fault. Okay.
Yeah.
So you have to look at it from their point of view. But the mistake we're making in this country is we're going to be behind the rest of the world. You're taking a product that has 70-something% of the market share.
Yeah.
And you're removing that competition from the table. Why do you think U.S. drone manufacturers are going to be inspired to innovate? They're not, unless they have a target to shoot for.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're not giving them an advantage. You're dumbing down the field, as far as I'm concerned. And I think the U.S. government should provide subsidies and grants for design and innovation to U.S. companies, okay? But don't allow them to spend any of their earnings on lobbying efforts, because that's where Skydio made a mistake. Instead of spending their money on their X10, X12, and everything X after that to make it a comparable drone, they've taken more time to spend their money on waltzing with politicians who have a separate agenda. Okay.
Sure.
So that's not the way to stack the deck. It really isn't. And again, look at the number of small businesses in our community that leverage consumer drones.
Yes.
Forget about enterprise drones. Okay.
Yeah. And I mean,
so
John and I have.
What are you doing in that tax base? Yeah.
Because one of the potential sponsors for the meetup just ended up not being able to, because they're not getting any drones in or anything from overseas to be able to even sell right now. So, I mean.
Yeah.
Correct. We had the same problem, Josh. Same problem. One of our sponsors from last year had to beg out, because they said, look, we can't provide the services we've been providing, and we're there right now. Hand to mouth is the way they're living, and it's unfortunate.
Yeah, yeah, it's terrible. It really is.
Yeah.
But do you guys know if Philip's on tonight? I'm not sure. I don't want to step on his toes.
He popped in the chat. He said he just got home and he was lurking. I didn't see that he had one queued up, but then again, my YouTube wasn't quite operating happily earlier anyway, so I'm not sure. But yeah, can probably go over a tad here.
Okay.
But hey,
yeah, that's the thing. Go ahead, Josh.
Yeah, I do like to always show at least one video on here. And Tom, earlier, actually, you had mentioned about how whenever you go into flying FPV, how sometimes when you get a little bit close to things, how you sort of react a little bit. Well, John, why don't you cue this up and tell me how you would react here to this one? So, this is I would love to actually capture something like this.
Wow.
But I think we all see where this is heading, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, I would be wearing my bunker gear, a helmet, self-contained breathing apparatus, and still be nowhere near this. Okay.
Wow.
They went right into it. Like, I think
that's a one and done. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you call one and done. Yeah.
And I don't remember if I saw in the description, but just based off of the quality of this, the Avata 2, I think, might be what he used.
Man, that's impressive.
But what people also don't get is air isn't going to give you the same flight characteristics you actually usually get, especially when there's gases involved and you're this close to it.
Wow.
Like, I'm sure he was probably hitting that thing hard, and it wasn't going anywhere.
No.
Yeah, that's not my day in the sun, so to speak. No.
That was actually filmed on the potato. So I mean, that was one hot potato.
Yeah, probably a good use for the potato. By the way, I you know what, to think of it, Josh, if I got to Iceland, I would probably bring the potato just for that. Okay, and just knowing my trip home would just be a little bit lighter as a result. Okay, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You know, look, opportunities strike at certain times, right? And I have a bunch of friends who've been to Iceland, and it's definitely on our bucket list. But that is a place to experience. I really, really can't even imagine how great that experience is. Somebody said, I don't think insurance is going to cover that. I kind of agree with you, Ron, there. I could get it covered by my insurance, but it would have had to been, boy, that write-up would have been interesting, just to say the least. Okay.
Yeah, it flew away. I was never in control of it that whole time. It just managed to look like I was flying into it.
You know, people ask out here, how do you fly in this hot weather? And the way you fly in this hot weather is to be very conscious of your battery.
Yeah.
And I never let my batteries out here, not in triple digit temperatures. I never let the batteries get below 30%.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And do not charge the battery immediately after landing here.
Oh no.
Okay.
Really?
That battery is hot as hell. And the best way to create a thermal overload is to charge that while it's in that state. So definitely make sure you keep your other batteries in the shade or in the vehicle, air-conditioned vehicle. And with the exception of the Mavic 4, I own a minimum of 5 batteries for every drone.
Wow, there you go.
I cycle my batteries. What's really nice about the Mavic 4 is the fact that it can simultaneously charge 3 batteries all within 90 minutes.
That's awesome.
That's fantastic.
Now, that actually can accept a 240 watt charger, right? It
needs to be the Creator Combo. Yeah. Okay. Because the Creator Combo comes with the ultra fast charger and the 240 watt power supply.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what makes the difference there. The other thing with the Creator Combo is you have 512 gigs on board that drone. Wow. Which allows you now to shoot hyperlapses all in RAW with a second in between, where you could never do that before. Okay. Because that pipeline to that onboard storage, okay, is right on the motherboard and there's really nothing between you and that storage, which is great. There's nothing slowing things down. Okay. The other thing is it'll stay. You can now wirelessly connect to your PC with your drone after it's been shut off for about an hour, because it will maintain a sleep mode for about that period in time.
You're killing me, Tom. You're killing me.
Yeah, I know.
The Air
It's
3S has that though too, right?
Air 3S is very similar.
Yeah.
Remember, everything they put out is built upon their successes of the past.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Like instantly turning on. Well, that came from the Flip, guys.
Mm-hmm.
So when I open up that screen, it turns on right away. When I open up the legs on the drone turns on right away. So of course, that's default, and you can turn that off. But what I love about that is I'm up in the air before you can say boo. And that's the whole thing is, being an opportunist, which I am, okay, and I see something that strikes me, I want to get that drone up quickly and capture it.
That's it.
And that this really makes a big difference in doing that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Man. Now, Tom, what's the zoom on that?
Zoom is up to 168 millimeter, so it basically in a 35 millimeter equivalency. That's a multiplier of 6. Okay, so you have your wide angle, which unfortunately isn't as wide as we'd like it to be. It's only 28 millimeter instead of what you're used to is 24 millimeter.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the 2.5 power camera, so that's basically like a 70 millimeter.
Okay.
And then you have the 6 power, which is basically about 168 millimeters. And all 3 cameras provide quality imagery.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Now, what I do have is I have split ND filters because the main camera has such a large sensor.
Mm-hmm.
That I use an ND64 on that, and it's an ND32 on the other 2 cameras.
Wow.
Okay, so Freewell makes a split ND filter set. So your 64 is a 64 with 2 32s. Your 32 is a 32 with 2 16s, so on and so forth.
Wow.
Okay.
Huh.
But the quality across them is fantastic, and shooting in D-Log is easier. You can, of course, see a simulated view on the RC screen. So you're not looking at a flat image on the RC screen when you're shooting in D-Log. You can easily apply, DJI has their LUTs right online. You can easily apply a LUT and huge dynamic range on this drone. Okay.
Wow.
About 16 levels of dynamic range on this.
So, that's a
And
powerhouse.
variable
Yeah, it is.
aperture, which, if you know what you're doing, can really help you out at times.
Right. As a photographer, that's, of course, I love to shoot in manual. Okay. Yep. I highly recommend people start to understand more about that triad, about using your ISO, your shutter, speed, and your aperture, because you'll get so much more out of that drone, out of that camera, because it's just a camera at the end of the day in an aerial platform.
Correct.
The reason I got into drones is my side gig was a photographer. Pro photographer, 40-something years. I've shot everything from boudoir and lingerie to weddings and landscapes. Okay. And being able to manipulate those settings can give you imagery that you never expected out of a package that you're flying today. Okay. Now there's sweet spots, like everything else. There's sweet spots. So Even though I can shoot this drone down to 2.0, I normally my aperture is set to 2.8.
Yep.
I'll go from 2.8 to about f5, stay within that range. As far as ISO goes, you can get an extremely clean image out of this at 1600 and 3200 ISO. Okay. But of course, as low as you can go with ISO, the better off you are. When you're shooting outdoors, I highly recommend that when you get outdoors, put your settings on auto, see where things stack up, and then go into pro mode and manipulate your settings from there. But I always set my white balance, and I then keep that in manual mode because I don't want my white balance shifting as I fly. Correct. And depending on the direction of the sun in relationship to your drone is definitely going to alter your white balance. So, that's my recommendation. Learn how to use those settings. And the other thing is, never shoot with a drone out of the box without going in and adjusting your gain and expo settings on the drone. Okay? Because like the Mavic 4 can fly at 60.4 miles an hour. Okay? But if you look at the settings in sports mode, they have that dumbed down to the mid 50s.
Okay.
Right. So you go in there and adjust those settings and slow down your gimbal. Okay.
Absolutely.
Slow down your yaw rate. Because, when you see video, the only thing that drives me crazy when I look at people's video is the stuttering that you'll see when somebody's shifting or yawing. And you can make those adjustments to where they're so much smoother. Okay, there's plenty. Be a sponge, go up on YouTube and learn about gain and expo settings because there's so much you can do with that.
Yep. And the other thing too, when you do decide to switch over and actually shoot in manual mode, don't be afraid to stay a little bit on the darker side. What you don't want to do is go overly bright because that data is lost. You cannot save it after the fact. If your images show up bright, they're gone. Whereas if they're a little bit dark, the data is still there. You can usually pull it out most of the time.
Well, you're right on the mark there, but how many people actually display the histogram on the screen when they're flying?
Right.
Okay. Yeah. To me, that histogram is a valuable tool.
Yep.
It provides me amazing information. And like you said, if I see that image smacking up along the right side of that histogram, I know I lost detail in the highlights. If it's all smacked up against the left side, I know I got nothing but a basket full of mud.
Yep.
Okay. No detail in the shadows. There is no perfect histogram, folks. No. Don't ever look for a perfect histogram. It doesn't exist. Okay. No. But you want to make sure you keep your image within the confines of that histogram. And as these drones get better and better, there's just so much more dynamic range you're getting with them.
Yeah, it's amazing. It really is.
It is. It really is. It really is. Technology has been so exponential in its approach to look, if the auto industry moved as quickly as the IT industry, we'd be driving at the speed of light and we'd be getting 186,000 miles to the gallon. Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So we complain in this community about freaking every time you turn around and buy a new drone, freaking DJI just came out with one even better. God damn it. Okay. Keep reaching deeper in your pockets. And
exactly.
And I'm an early adopter, so it causes me nothing but grief, man.
Right. No, you and me both.
And me, because I've gone from having one drone I bought in December of last year to now I have 6 of them. And
yeah,
with the Mini 5 Pro, talking about latest and greatest, that 1-inch sensor that's going to be on that, I have to tell you, in that form factor, and then like John just actually told me the other day, compatible with all the previous line batteries. So you don't have to buy a new type of battery. These batteries exist. Getting it may not be the easiest thing, but it's not impossible. And it's cleared over here, so once you can find one, it'll fly.
Well, guys, you might have to take your meetup on the road. I think maybe the Toronto drone meetup might be the right next step there. Okay,
Starting to sound good.
It's just I'm going to be honest with you. If you do that, I'm going to leave a day early just so I can get across the border before Border Patrol realizes what's happening. Okay.
We did coin it the Northeast. We didn't say how far.
We didn't say how far northeast. Okay.
And there was a specific reason why we did that too. So maybe it plays into it. I don't know.
Yeah, we called ours the Vegas Drone Meetup. So unless we're going to Las Vegas, New Mexico, we're kind of stuck here in the valley. So
Yeah, that does. Yeah.
But
I
tell you,
5. Do you think that 5's coming out, Tom, on time or no?
Yeah, the 5 is definitely coming out. The question is, of course, going to be availability, right? Everybody was hoping that the Osmo 360 would have been available because, it's not a drone. That's not the case. Okay.
Yeah.
So DJI has made a conscious decision to stop trying to push the boulder up the hill. Okay, and wait for somebody to whack the top off the hill instead. So we have to see what's going to pan out there. Now it is the Mini 5 Pro is FCC registered, so that's not going to be an issue. I have a friend that's traveling to Europe, and they're going to be there for about, I believe, 6 weeks, and they're waiting for it to come out there. I had to tell them, though, unfortunately, if you bought it in Europe, it's going to have a range limitation on it compared to the version you would buy in North America or Asia, because the FCC version has a longer range than the CE version does. That's sold in Europe. So they were a bit, upset about that. But look, we have an opportunity, if it does come out, to hopefully get our hands on it. And being that if the batteries are the same batteries, that's great. It will be an OcuSync 4 Plus, so it will work with the new RC Pro 2 controller. The Air 3 works with my new controller. The Air 3S works with my new controller also, so that's good. It's good to see them add that compatibility into it. We know we've complained about that in the past with DJI, making us buy a whole new set of everything every time they come out. And they've taken that to heart, where there is now some backward compatibility with product. But we got to see what happens. I mean, I hate to have people miss out on that Mini 5 Pro because it does look like it's going to be a real performer.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, each and every one has gotten significantly better. And it's like, I'm not going to say this is significantly better, but it is like that.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, you'll always have the YouTube influencers putting up the they'll the thumbnail will say Mini 4 Pro better than the Mini 5 Pro ? And at the end of it, they're going to go, no, the Mini 5 Pro is better. Okay. But they're going to get you in to watch that video. And that's the one thing with DJI is, like I said earlier, is they leverage the successes from the past. Okay. So now on the Mavic 4, we have the Infinity gimbal, which, believe me, I played with, a ton, but I haven't put out a ton of video with it because it does look kind of gimmicky to some degree. But now I've started using it where I'm going around a mountain face. I'll then tilt the lens as I go around the mountain face, and it does add a completely new distinctive look. Okay. But imagine if the drone was being sold to you, how many videos you would find on YouTube where
It
everything starts out upside down
yeah,
and twists
it'd be
around.
crazy.
Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah, but there is good use for it. There is good use for it. You just have to figure out how to leverage it. And if you look at the Mini 5 Pro, it doesn't have an infinity gimbal to the same degree, but it has the ability to move that gimbal 270 degrees.
right.
Yes.
So you can get a similar type of look with it, you know. The tracking ability on the new Mavic 4 is superior to what I've seen on other drones. It does recognize things. It's unbelievable how it recognizes and makes a distinction between a motorcycle and a car,
Yeah.
or an ATV and a motorcycle, and it picks it up right away, and it's pretty phenomenal how it does that. Yeah.
It's really impressive. I've got the 4T, and the 4T does the same thing, and it's just like, you got to be kidding me! How is that even doing it?
Yeah,
It's a whole nother world. It really is. I mean, coming from the older stuff, it's just like, wow, they are really setting like light years ahead of anything that we could possibly do in the United States.
Just looking at the image quality that's coming off of these now, it's like, oh my goodness, you know. And I dumb down the sharpness.
Oh yeah.
You know, I take that down a notch or two, and I'm just blown away by how the quality is of the imagery I'm getting off of these. Okay?
Absolutely.
It is pretty amazing. And you know what? It's understanding that what they're doing is they keep on taking a piece from this drone and advancing it and moving it up to their next line. And it's funny because talking to DJI, there's a rift between marketing and engineering. Even marketing yells at engineering that they're moving too quickly. Okay? Because marketing is always playing catch up with the engineering side. The other thing people need to be aware of is, and you can search this yourself, you know, DJI does not employ slave labor. DJI's manufacturing staff is paid a comparable wage to what U.S. manufacturing staff are paid.
Wow. That's
and
awesome.
Their cost of living is so much lower there that they're considered well paid. Okay. And you can search that stuff yourself. Okay. You know,
I didn't
they're
know
not
that.
using
I had
kids
no
in a
idea.
factory to build this stuff.
Yeah. Well, see, and that's the thing, you know. I mean, everybody's got a different take on it, and until everybody actually listens to what's really going on, you know, it's like, come on, guys, just stop listening to rhetoric.
If there's a lot of it out there, and unfortunately, that's what sells news, right? So, you know, it's unfortunate, and you know, right now you have the Part 108 notice for comment is out there. Please take a few minutes and watch Greg's video on Pilot Institute about it. Okay. Follow some of the stuff that Vic's been saying about it. I've already submitted my comments. I don't waste any time on this stuff. Yes, I'll tell you, if you're looking for a great sleep aid, read the 600 pages of Part 108. The problem that I've seen with Part 108 is they discounted who we are, who Part 107s are, and the consumer or enthusiast community, and that's a shame. Really? Another problem I see with it is no need to leverage Part 107 training or certification to become a Part 108. So it's not, they haven't even provided a step ladder, so to speak. And that goes against FAA regs, because look, if I want to be an air transport pilot and fly a 787 and fly a 737-800 series, I had to start out as a private pilot. I had to start out with single engine land or single engine float as a Part 61, okay, or I went in the military, Okay.
Yep.
And I had to start at the bottom. I actually had to start with ground school. Okay. And to me, Part 107 is ground school. So you should at least be certified to that level. Okay. Now, in public safety, we were able to have a COA, certificate of authorization, to fly without Part 107s, which during an emergency situation, okay, that's understandable. But in order to train pilots to fly in an emergency situation, they had to be Part 107s. Of course, you couldn't conduct training unless you were Part 107. But you can fly in an emergency without a Part 107, which goes against any logic. And now Part 108 is not built for us. So if you're a Part 107 today, tomorrow with Part 108, you're no longer considered a commercial pilot. You're considered a private remote pilot. Okay? Because 108 is built for the big players in the game. It's built for the UPSs, the Amazons, okay, the Walmarts.
Yep.
Now, the other part of it that I find very disconcerting is there's language in there that states, as a manned pilot, I have to avoid BVLOS autonomous drones. Guys, what were we all taught? Yeah. We avoid man aircraft. They don't avoid us. Okay?
Right. Yep.
So this has language in it that discounts 107s, says we have little to no qualifications. It tells man pilots they have to avoid autonomous BVLOS drones. So that's counterintuitive. Now, there are good things about Part 108, is the ability for, like, the energy industry to leverage drones to inspect power lines and inspect them beyond visual line of sight. And now there's, the great thing about going to a show like Commercial UAV Expo is to see that there's product out there that can do energized tethering to those power lines. Yeah. So the drone can continue flying like it was plugged in. Okay. That's awesome. Look at agriculture. Somebody owns thousands of acres. Now, today they are flying BVLOS without being allowed to fly BVLOS. Well, Part 108 kind of formalizes that and brings it back into the legal realm, so to speak.
Right.
Okay. So there are good sides to it, but there are downsides. And the biggest downside is not commenting on it. Okay. And I mean, even if you're an enthusiast, take a look at least at what Greg put out and craft some responses on how it impacts you.
Yeah.
Okay. That's important. If we didn't do that in our community, and people will say, hey, no matter what we say, it doesn't matter. Okay?
Yeah.
And that's true if you don't do anything, if you take an apathetic approach to it.
Yep.
The best thing we can do is all speak up. Then they'll realize we have a voice.
Right.
Now, if we didn't speak up during RID, we would have had a network solution that would have probably killed the industry. But enough of us spoke up about it that was kind of whacked off the top. Okay?
Right.
So please, take a few minutes, look into this, and see how it impacts you. That's the best thing to do. And talk to your local lawmakers. Probably, if you have any kind of relationship with a local legislator, take them out to fly. That's the best thing you can do. Okay?
There you go. Yeah.
Because, it come on. You know what the Neo and the Flip was? Nothing but crack cocaine. Okay? It's crack cocaine, dude. Okay?
Yes.
And just look at Josh. What? One drone yesterday, 6 today.
Yeah.
Fucking guy's got his own Air Force now. Okay?
And I have one in Paces here that needs to be built. So soon it'll be number 7. So
wow, yeah, no, I buy mine pre-assembled. I'm all set.
I'm also of that mindset, John. I like, look, please, when Eddie Nunez first got involved with FPV, he was like harassing the shit out of me. Oh, you got to do this, and I'm like, dude, I got into this to spend an hour flying and then 4 or 5 hours in post. Okay.
Yes.
I didn't do this to spend 8 to 10 hours building it, 20 minutes to fly it the first time, another 2-3 hours to fix it, another hour and a half to get my rate set, to go out and now fly 15 minutes because I crashed it, and now I got to put it back together again. So, hey, different strokes for different folks.
That's it. Oh man, I don't know. I really don't. It's tough. I've got an Avata 2, and I probably got, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes worth of flight time on it. Maybe. I just can't. I don't know what it is. I just can't do it. But now my Neo, I'm burning batteries out of that like it's nothing. It's just so much fun. And then bring the flip on course and forget it. It's all over. I'm stuck on it.
I'll tell you, the Avata, guys, I have no desire. I've flown the Avata manually. Okay. Mm-hmm. I can fly manually. I don't want to. I have no desire. To me, there's nothing more peaceful than using that motion controller. Okay. With one hand in my pocket and the other on the motion controller.
Yeah.
Okay. I get the cinematic quality I'm looking for. It's funny to watch people with the motion controller the first time because, man, they're wailing around like all over the place, right? And it's like Bob Dempsey. Bob said to me, please take me out. I want to learn how to fly with the goggles and the motion controller. Well, the first thing we did was sit him in a chair and strap his arm to the arm of the chair. Okay. And he had this epiphany like, holy cow, it's so much easier to fly now. Yes, because it's all in the wrist. It's all in the wrist. But now they just came out with the anti-gravity drone.
Yeah.
Yes.
That motion controller is not operated the same way as the DJI motion controller. So it's going to be, well, you actually have to flail your arm around with that one. Okay.
Yeah.
So it is a bit different. And I'm interested to see. Look, I think that Insta360 coming out with the anti-gravity drone was a good move for them.
Oh yeah.
Now, of course, people got excited right away until I told them, do you know if you're standing, okay, in the CEO's office of Insta360 and looking out the window, you can see, okay, the building where DJI engineers and builds their drones because it's right down the freaking block.
Yep.
So people got excited and went, ooh, now we'll be able to get this drone at least. Well, again, if our government takes the approach it's point of origin, then even that Insta360 anti-gravity drone is going to be hard for us to get our hands on.
Yeah.
But I think 360, and I was really interested being an owner. I had to make a decision whether it was the Osmo 360 or the Insta 360 X5. My last 360 camera was an Insta 360 X2. And I've been wanting to upgrade for a while. And I waited for the Osmo 360 to come out. Price point around the same. The big difference between the two is DJI's Osmo 360 is a first generation solution. Insta 360s is a 5th generation. But the one thing that really made the decision for me is the fact that while they made the cost of lens replacement relatively cheap on the DJI side, well, with the unavailability of DJI Care Refresher, you're going to be able to get that lens fixed. And the one thing about 360 cameras is that lens sticks out so far, it's going to hit something at some point.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. I know.
And Insta360 is the only one that sells a field replaceable lens kit.
Yep.
Yeah.
So look, I'm coming to the Northeast. Now, if I had an Osmo 360 and I brought it with me, and on the ferry, I bumped into something, well, that's it for that camera for the rest of the trip.
Right.
Okay. Now, with this camera, at least, man, I could go sit in the cafe on the ferry and change out the lens and be back in business minutes later.
Yep. Absolutely.
Fantastic.
And also, it's the only 360 camera today that has ND filters.
Right.
So,
absolutely.
Especially shooting, and think of the X5 or these 360 cameras, they're action cameras.
Yep.
So one of the shots I've been working on is I have a suction mount for my truck with a damper on it, a piston damper on it, and hooking that up. And I'm driving along these dry lake beds, and I'm doing nothing but sandblasting those freaking lenses at some point, right? Going across the desert floor. So being able to have those on there makes a huge difference, okay? And being able to slow my shots down. So if I'm shooting 8K 30, I can slow that shutter down to 1/60th of a second and get that nice blur in the image, okay?
Wow.
So you can't do that with the Osmo,
Right.
and that's the problem today.
Yeah.
And I love the competition between the two companies, though. That's great.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
One comes out with a 360 camera, the other comes out with a drone. It's a wonderful thing.
And it's a sub 250 drone as well, which
Yes,
which
it's a
adds
sub
lot of
250 drone. When you first start editing 360 video, you realize you got more content than you ever planned on having.
Yeah.
So out of one shot, I can get 5 different points of view from that one shot, all synchronized, by the way.
Yep.
Okay. Which is phenomenal, because the other thing it does is it allows you to enjoy presence of time, meaning I can go out there and enjoy flying and not being overly concerned about framing.
Yep.
Because now I can reframe and post. So, you're doing a lot of racetrack stuff, Josh.
Yep.
And basically, you have to have that drone pointed at whatever you're looking at and try to keep up with it. Where with this, I can fly past that racer and do a flip around at him and get a completely different view of him while not having to worry about, I overshot that guy in second position and now I'm out of place for, them coming around the turn trying to vie for first place. No, I'm still in the game.
Still seamlessly capturing every other angle.
Yeah, and just realize, people go, oh wow, we got an 8K drone. No, you don't.
No.
You got a 4K drone. Yeah. Okay. It just happens to have 2 4K images that when they put it together, it's great in marketing to say I got 8K. Okay. But in reality, when I frame, the best I'm going to get out of that is 4K.
Right.
Which, and come on, is more than enough.
Fantastic. Yeah. And the fact that they've set it up with the fact that you don't see the props too. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I like the fact that they have the automatic landing gear, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So the landing gear comes down to make sure that bottom lens doesn't touch the ground.
Yep.
Okay. Didn't we all hope for a Phantom 4 to have retractable landing gear, right?
Yes.
And a 360 gimbal.
Yeah.
Okay. Or we would have called it a mini Inspire.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, here it is a little bit taller, but if you could fit it through a gap, think of the types of shots you're going to get with that, where in today's tech, you're going to have to find a way that if you want that image to spin, you have to fly it that way. This,
Yeah.
you could just send it straight through.
Straight through.
Yep.
You can edit all that into it, and it's going to be spot on. Like,
well, now we're talking just on the enthusiast side, having fun with it and capturing imagery. And did you think about the commercial side with a 360?
That's exactly
From a mapping standpoint,
Yep.
from a data point
Wow.
standpoint.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, if I want to fly a construction location, right, and I'm going to fly that at multiple altitudes. I'm going to set up my waypoints, and I'm going to set up the waypoints to fly, but I'm going to have to set them up at least 3 or stack them 4 high to get the different altitudes so I can get the resolution I need, right? But with a 360 camera, do I need to do that? Now I can fly around something and take those data points into a splat, create that splat from all of that imagery captured at one time. Okay.
Yep.
So this opens up a great deal of possibilities, And what I liked was, what I was interested in seeing was having familiarity with 360 video, seeing how much better the stitch lines have gotten over time. Like when I'm looking at the X5, I can't see the stitch line compared to the X2. I could clearly see it.
Yep.
Okay. And had to plan for it. So I was concerned knowing that a drone had to be thicker than that X5 camera, how they were going to handle the stitch line. Well, it was a simple approach. Move the cameras out even further from each other, and the stitch lines actually overlap.
Yep.
Okay. And no need for a gimbal. So there isn't a gimbal. It's a damper.
Yep.
It's not a gimbal. And when you're flying, being able to look any way you want, but still having that forward view always on the screen in front of you. Or like we're used to with our DJI product of hitting that one of those customized buttons underneath, and you'll go from a horizontal down to a vertical look, right? Well, with this drone also, you could have your head tilted, be completely disoriented, and just hit one button, and it's back to straight on flying. So there's a great deal of opportunity to capture some unique stuff now with this.
This is going to be crazy.
Like, I'm not exactly the expert on this, but you would think this is also a cost savings on the actual mechanical parts of that drone, because you no longer have the expense of the gimbal. You don't have it programmed in to actually change angles, so there's no power being actually lost onto that. It's not going to suddenly randomly jerk on you because it doesn't need to. It can stay one camera here, and no matter how it moves, it's capturing everything you're doing.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Being able to, go out with my X5 camera and just enjoy myself walking through, this place or that place, or going to the Bellagio lobbying and just look at all the horticulture there, and just walking around with my invisible selfie stick. And then when I get home, realizing, holy crap, I got a ton of content.
Yeah.
Okay. And I can approach it from 5 different angles. And that's the unique part of this. I think people will have fun flying it and then come back and realize what real power they had in their possession. So,
yeah.
As far as Warren, as far as processing power, really not that bad, because one thing that Insta360 has done is they provide a cloud solution. So if you buy an Insta360 X5, you get a year's worth of cloud at no cost, okay? And what it's basically doing is it's using proxies. So it's using low-res proxies that you can turn around and do all your editing in. And then when you hit export, that's when it goes ahead and grabs those in and out cut points from the full resolution video and puts it all together. So as far as processing power, I would say any computer within the last couple of years, you'll have no difficulty whatsoever editing. Better if you have, I'm a PC user, I'm a Windows user, okay, and my issue has always been codecs. Luckily, when I put my machine together, I use the correct i9 processor and not the dumbed down one that didn't come with all the codecs. But as far as a video card goes, anything built in the last couple of years, you'll have no problem editing this video.
In fact,
I mean, if you're having problems editing right now, yeah, it's not going to get better for you. So.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's not really going to add too much to it because you're still dealing with pretty much the same hits and everything overall. What even might even add to it is the fact that they also have an app on your phone that allows you to edit it as well. So Studio 360 allows you to operate either in an app-based environment on a mobile device or that could be a phone or a tablet, and also on the desktop. And there's a plugin for Premiere as well. So there's a few different ways of going about it. Jim, it is dampened, the image, and their image stabilization is pretty damn good. I'd say probably one of the best out there. So it definitely competes with Rocksteady and the EIS that comes in GoPros. Now GoPro's coming out with a camera soon. They're usually September time frame. Okay. But I got to be honest with you. The X5 is a very capable 360 drone, and it definitely, I've been looking to add it to my box of tricks for a while now. So, I mean, yes, I'll put my hands on an anti-gravity as soon as I can. I signed up for their consumer program. The one thing they're doing here is they're actually not releasing the drone until probably late January. But what they're doing is they're giving a bunch of consumers, and I don't know if you can still sign up. You might want to check their website, insta360.com, to see if you can sign up for their consumer beta program. So what they're doing is they created a $20,000 prize pool, and they're issuing out X number of these pre-production anti-gravity drones. And based on the feedback, so if I get one and I'm looking at it and I think, hey, it would be better if it did this or did that, I submit that to Insta360. If they feel that it has merit, then I'll probably get a cash award out of that prize pool. But also everyone they've issued one of those pre-production drones to, once the program is over, that program period is over, those individuals will get a full retail version of the drone as well.
Wow,
so
very nice.
If it's still available, sign up for it if you're interested. The more feedback they get, the better the drone will be when it gets released.
Yeah, I was going to post a link, but it's currently down. So they either...
So it's probably reached capacity. Yeah. And if you signed up already, you'll hear the beginning of September whether you've been selected or not.
Very awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I do have an Insta360. I have the One RS. It's the one that has both the standard 4K lens, and you can actually change it out. I've loved actually using it. I know it's a little bit dated now, but it still works great. So I mean, buying something of theirs, even if you can't upgrade often, that whatever you do buy will hold up. Like, they actually make some awesome stuff. So,
people ask me like, hey, I'm looking to buy a computer, what should I get? And my point is, you buy the latest technology that you can afford to buy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the only way you're going to future-proof yourself. Okay. Now my workstation is several years old now, and I'm probably still good for a year or two. It's because at that point in time, I spent the money on it, to make sure that I got the latest components available. Yeah. But you got to work within your budget.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yep. Could I be happy flying just a Neo? If that's all I knew existed, yes. Okay. So it's your sphere of knowledge too, to some degree. But once I saw that kid on the block flying the flip, I would have to get one.
I know, that's where oh my God.
And I do hope that Ron Brown is able to actually come. I know he's on the fence about it, but if he does,
really?
Yeah, if he does absolutely come, I promised him that my flip will be there. I will take it out right in front of him. I'll fly it. I'll let him fly it, because he said it's the only drone he has never seen yet.
Wow. I'm sorry. What is he, nearsighted or farsighted? I can't tell, Josh, because how many flips were there at the South Florida drone meetup? I flew one standing next to him, and he still claims he's never seen a flip before. Okay, and if I'm not mistaken, it was Marcus who said, "Didn't you see Tom flying the flip?"
Yep.
And Ron goes, "No, I must have missed that."
And you flew yours like minutes after I had mine. So it's like both cars were in the air within minutes of each other, and he was there. But
you couldn't walk through a lobby without bumping into a flip. I mean, come on now. Okay.
Yep. I agree. But yeah, I mean, all of us have some awesome tech at home. We have some awesome drones. Yeah. We have awesome cameras. And I mean, yeah, we always want that latest, greatest thing. But how many of us are even using what we have to its fullest? Not any of us.
We're not. I got technology collecting dust, and it's sad.
Yeah, same here.
And I try to point some of it off on the grandkids, and they're like, "Yeah, Grandpa, I'm not interested in that."
Yeah, what is up with that? I get it.
There's me. Yeah. I just got this, and I mean, might not seem like much, but it's my first foldable.
Yeah.
So and
it's all a fucking gimmick. It's just a fucking gimmick, Josh.
It's a game changer, Tom. It's a game changer. I'll tell you what. Being able to sit back, multitasking.
You know how many negative comments, Josh, I got on my X-Reel 1 video because I had to use the thumbnail, a game changer. Okay? And boy, the only negative comments when people beat me up is, "That's not a game changer's overused. That's not a game changer." And I go, well, it depends on what game you're playing. Okay?
If you ask me, if you're standing outside and you're trying to actually look at a screen that doesn't get overly bright, you have sun hitting you, that's a game changer. Being able to put, hey, Brad, that's a game changer. Absolute game changer.
Look, anything can be a game changer. Okay, I had from the job, I had open heart surgery about 7 years ago. Okay, and those fucking drugs they gave me afterwards, they were a game changer, bro. Okay, I remember going to the cardiologist afterwards, and the wife, of course, very concerned. Hey, what kind of diet should he be on? And the cardiologist is like, why? What is he? Oh, he loves fucking burgers and steak. And then, and the cardiologist looked at me and smiled, and he goes, "Better living through chemistry. God bless you." Okay. And it pisses her off because my cholesterol numbers, okay, are things they make movies out of. Okay. Yep. Mm-hmm. So, it's a wonderful world. It was a hard road to get there. Believe me, I would not recommend it to anybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
But post, I still love my milkshakes, and hey, look, getting this dad bod took me a lot of work, bro. Okay, so.
And I mean that matzo ball soup all of us had up.
Oh, he didn't know how to deal with that, John. Okay,
really?
He did not. Boy. We found a good Jewish deli. Okay,
Yep.
go figure in Florida how you would
Mhm.
find a good Jewish deli. Okay, I think we tripped
Yeah.
over 3 of them before we got to the 4th one. But we sat there, and a couple of us started to order matzo ball soup, and I think it was you, Josh, and TJ giggles. Okay, and we all know why. Okay, what are you getting? What are you getting there? Okay, but once you have that matzo ball soup, that comfort food, you know why.
Hey, Steve.
Now the funny thing, John, at that restaurant, they had a computer server, a robot server.
Oh boy.
Okay,
Oh boy.
so the waitress
boy.
comes out with one plate, and there's what were there, 6 of us sitting in there. Okay, and she brings out one plate, and it's like, oh, this is going to take a while. No, the robot was behind her with the other 5 plates. Okay. So it's pretty cool. And then, of course, TJ wanted to borrow it the next day to bring it to the drone meetup. Okay.
Of course.
but the waitress was great. She turned around and goes, "Oh, no, that's the drone spa day tomorrow." Okay. So it can't make it. It's its spa day tomorrow. So pretty cool. So
That's hysterical.
are there any New York celebs going up to the drone meetup? I mean, is Stevie Bronx going to the Northeast drone? I see him in the chat, but Stevie's one of those guys that show up at the stroke of midnight.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And tell you came with no planning whatsoever. So Stevie, come on, man. What commit here, bro. What's up? Okay.
Would
Eddie
be awesome.
You could ask him to commit. Okay, that's wasted effort.
Yeah.
But if you tell him we're all interested in seeing the Cybertruck, then maybe he'll take the drive up. Okay.
I want to see that Cybertruck so bad. It's ridiculous. I really do.
Have a feeling that we might be seeing it. I can't say for certain, but I have a feeling. So.
Mm-hmm.
And Brad,
well,
we will.
It would be good to see.
Yeah, if you were able to, it would be great to have you. But I understand why you can't. Next year, though.
Well,
next year.
Well, let's ask Brad this: is there a particular company's ATM machine we need to go kick the shit out of? So they have to call in the big guns for the repair, or what? Let us know, man. Hey, couple of dark ski masks and a black T-shirt or 2. I think we can accomplish it.
And there are enough people.
Except one of our idiots will want to film it, and that's the problem. Okay,
right, exactly.
That's what will happen.
Do not submit those for the contest. We don't want to see you guys smashing up the ATMs. I mean, we do, but let's not know exactly who it is. All right.
Right.
So Herman and Lawrence are coming up.
Yep.
Yes, they are.
Absolutely.
Good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
Yeah,
so
it's gonna be awesome.
Eddie will be collecting recyclables.
But yeah, anybody who lives in the area, if you know an ATM, I can't remember what company exactly, but we can definitely actually figure that one out. If something breaks between now and then,
Yeah.
Things happen.
Yeah, well, we're bringing down the whole ATM network here in Vegas, so Brad can make it out here. Okay, in November. Hey, for that meetup, one of the other things we got going for that meetup is we have a bucket list item. Our friends, Drone and Visions, they run an off-roading company where they go out off-roading and take drones with them. So you're talking about access to some places without a high clearance vehicle and a bit of know-how to get to some of these places is just going out there is freaking amazing. And then to be able to fly your drones when you're up there, at these locations. Like we took Bob and Audrey out, Bob Dempsey and his wife Audrey out, and they've been residents of the Valley for 40 plus years. And Bob just couldn't stop talking about how he's never even known about this place, never seen this, and just being able to picnic up on this mountain bluff and overlooking this area is just amazing. And being able to fly your drones and capture that imagery, that's going to be a great outing. Okay. Plus we have a bunch of adventures like you guys do, of going to unique places all over the Vegas Valley.
Boy, I'll tell you what, that's on my bucket list. It really is.
Yeah. If I can make it out there, I'm absolutely going to. Right now, not looking very good, but you know what? Things have a way of changing. Hey, Captain Ray's finally in the house. Where have you been, Ray?
Hey.
The only thing I'm going to warn you guys of is your success is something you're going to have to be saddled with now. Okay, as you go forward. Okay, so yeah, what did I say? I said it was a labor of love with a ton of labor thrown in.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, so you better love it.
What you're saying though is we have a little over 2 weeks to be able to sabotage it somehow. So maybe it.
Right.
Not even a chance, Josh. Not even a chance.
I'm very satisfied with how everything so far has gone. I couldn't have expected this, honestly. I honestly never thought it would be what it is right now. And I can't even imagine what it's going to be like when it's actually here.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the great thing is having these meetups start to come to fruition, and the way they're being organized is great because it's local people who are doing that organizing, which is great because that gives us that are traveling to the area more insight into where and how and what we should fly and capture. But it gives us all the ability to go visit these places. Like, yeah, you know, I was looking for an excuse to come back to New York. Okay.
Nice.
And you guys gave it to me. The wife said to me, "Are you thinking about going to this meetup?" And I said, "Well, I was thinking about it." She says, "Go." She says, "Go. Why not?"
Okay. Can't argue with that.
So, you know, I'm going in. I'm going in a few days early because I'm going to meet up with the fire commissioner for New York. We have a get together. We're going to, you know, which is a great opportunity to see a bunch of folks, you know, from the job. Like I said, it's an extended family. So it's great to get back there and see that cast of characters, and then to be able to come up your way and hang out with you guys and get to fly up there and, you know, and build more friendships as a result.
Yeah. There's so many that will be at this that I don't know. Like we've briefly met somewhat online, but you know, most of the ones from South Florida, I definitely know much more. You know, we've hung out over months now at this point. But there's people that I'm going to be meeting for the first time that I've only heard their name. I've watched a couple of their videos. Some haven't even actually posted much. You know, just that they really have an interest in this, and I cannot actually wait for it because that's going to just add to it. Like there's so many people I met down south that were just amazing. Like, you know, you, Bob, and you know, Ron, everybody. I just amazing. And it's like, you know, knowing that we're going to be expanding that now, and I'm going to be expanding those that I know.
Yeah.
It's everything that we can do to help this community grow. And in times like what we're actually dealing with, the community is what, at the end of the day, will still exist.
Yeah, and that's a great thing. I mean, you know, you talk about friendships, like, you know, come on, you know, goofing with Stevie. Stevie and I met along a shoreline on the Hudson River, and Stevie had his son with him, and it was great. And now I see Stevie's son is basically a grown man, you know, and you know, meeting up with Ray Kelly. And yes, Ray, I'm not sharing a room with you and Mike, though. I hear weird things happen there. So I got my own room, Ray. Okay. But it's some of these friendships you wind up building, and these are friendships that you get to keep for life.
Yeah.
So and the one thing, it's funny because my wife can have a dozen friends and she'll say to me, I got more friends than you. Now she's saying to me, I don't know half the people from the industry. But no, it's that the social aspect of it, and being able to go out and fly. Look, I didn't do much flying at the South Florida Drone Meetup. I would say, like, I had the drone up at the actual meetup in Jensen Beach. I think I had one of my drones up for 10 minutes, and that was it. Because that wasn't what it was about for me there. It was about just networking with people. Yeah, the day before, the day after, that's a different animal. Okay. But getting people out there to fly, to hang out with each other, to share tips and tricks. Okay.
Yeah, that's it too.
Look, when I stop learning, that's when they start throwing dirt on top of me. So I'm always looking to expand my horizons. Okay. Yep. Yeah, Stevie, almost 9 years ago, Stevie. That's amazing, man. That's amazing. Okay. Stevie, it probably feels like 15 for you, dude. Okay. I'm trying to slow time down, Stevie. I don't know about you. I'm trying to slow things down a bit. Okay. Jeez. The only way I know what day of the week it is my pill dispenser tells me it's Tuesday or Wednesday. Okay. So please.
Well, there's many that keep calling me like the kid here still, because apparently I am maybe near the opposite end here, but like still, I think it'd be great though, with everything that you're doing too, to get younger kids involved. I'd love to find a way to get more to actually come to these meetups, but I mean, it isn't easy. Now I know that Paul Brown will be having his there, so I mean that's fantastic. I'm not sure how many others. My daughter may be able to go. I do have her signed up for it, but
she can't get a ticket unless she's there. Just so you know, there's not going to be any of that favoritism, that hashtag rig stuff. You know how that works.
None of that. Guaranteed.
Warren's going to be watching one way or another.
Which we are going to try to live stream. It might not be through this channel. It may be somehow on either my own or John's up there, but we will try to have it on there so those who can attend can at least have an idea of who all's up there, everything that's happening, some of the chaos. Guaranteed some of it will happen. So
look, so John, I know how you feel, and here's how you deal with that, John. So what we did is we retired out to Henderson, Nevada. We moved into a 55 and older community. So that makes me feel young again, okay? Because just like this drone community, we mark on the curve, okay? So I'm definitely not the oldest in the community, although some of you think so. But look, with age, hopefully comes wisdom. And then again, you got the drone community. So
yes.
We know that wisdom can sometimes be lost on having fun.
Absolutely.
And what does Heron say? Trees are dicks. Okay?
Yes.
So, and you think we know to stay away from them. I tell you, one of the best things about our meetup was getting Ken Heron and Ken Dono together. Okay? In one place. Okay? Wow. Without police on site. So that was a great thing. We had.
Oh, did he?
And And that's the great thing about it, is the personalities.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I don't know if we should get this actually wrapped up here soon. We're well over 2 hours now.
Oops.
But
sorry, Lloyd.
To any of those that just actually hopped in, that may not have seen the very start, something that we just announced today. Well, actually, there's a few things here. We will be having a video contest for those who are at the meetup. You have to take the video with your drone while you're there. The exact rules will be posted here soon, but we're going to try to actually keep it within 1 minute long, just so it's very easy to actually look over. There will be a thread on the Drone Rogues Facebook page where we will be accepting all of them. Everybody needs to post them under that thread. We will start the contest on Monday, September 29th during our show, and it will run through the following week at 6 p.m. when we start the show after that. We will stop everything. At that point, we will announce who it is right there, actually on the stream at night. And John, can you remind everybody what the prizes are?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we're gonna everybody will be voting on it, and the prizes are going to be $100 Visa gift cards for the videos. So whoever gets the most votes and likes, it's not going to be rigged in any way. So it's going to be voted on by the community and everybody that's on there. And heck, if nothing else, you can buy some more drone equipment. It'll be fun. It'll be a good time.
That's right. So if you're not subscribed to our Facebook page, please do so now. That's the one thing. I don't have the link sitting here handy. Let me do this. I think this is it right here. So if you're not a member of our group, please join that now. Everything about the contest will be on there, as well as on our Meet Up page as well. And also, we're going to be giving little trophies away at the actual meetup itself. Not really like trophies, but we're coming up with something, and the criteria is in the works. So just something special for everyone who's there. So, and I'm pretty sure at this point, everybody's going to be coming home with something. You know. So
as long as we don't get inundated. I mean, we're to the point now where we've got we're in the 70s for people that have actually pre-registered. So I think Tom was number 70.
Well, technically, Tom was number 60 of the ones who are officially signed up.
Oh, okay, officially.
We held back from you, John. We didn't tell you, John.
Okay.
Josh knew, but he didn't tell you.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So.
And I didn't either. I didn't say a word. But no,
I think it up a little bit.
Awesome.
Okay. Oh, Jim does not use Facebook. Okay, yes, Jim, we'll figure out another way to get things.
So what I thought was, if they want to let us know during our show in the chat, we can go to their channel, we can grab it, and we can post it for them. So
you can share it to the group.
Yeah. So if you guys want to actually share it to us via the chat, make sure that you clearly state that this is your video that is going into the contest, and only one video per person as well. So
and Josh, you said it had to be shot during the Northeast Drone Meetup. Now, that in itself should disqualify Mark Fisher from using the 50,000 hours of B-roll footage he's got throughout the entirety of Rhode Island. And if anybody doesn't realize, look at a map of the U.S. You could walk Rhode Island in a day. Okay, so
you're not lying.
Mark Fisher Mark Fisher has to use video that's time coded for the time and place of the Northeast Drone Meetup. Okay.
And in fact, since it's a community-driven vote, I mean, if everybody wants to gang up on him and not actually vote for him, hey, that's all on you guys. You know, if you wanted to declare mutiny on him, by all means.
Now we can't look. Paul will be there, and Paul will then talk us, do an undress of us as far as mental health goes, because we can't. You can't fuck with Mark's aura. Okay, don't do that. Okay, you know, climate control is one thing, but if we dampen the shining sun that is Mark Fisher, we could all have problems. Okay,
this is true. This is true. Yeah.
Oh man, that's hysterical, guys. Again, everybody, thanks for hanging in there. I mean, we're 2 hours and 16 minutes in. Tom, you've been phenomenal guest. I mean, just
fantastic.
like just record setting. It's awesome. Thank you so much.
Nobody warned you how verbose I am, did they, John?
Listen, I'll tell you what. I'm waiting for the meetup. I can't wait to fly with you again.
It'll be fun, man. Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh boy. So I guess I don't know. Any parting things that you guys want to plug, or I think we put it all out there, but
well, you got the Northeast meetup coming up, and then after that, we have the Vegas drone meetup. Okay. And after that, you have the South Florida drone meetup in April, a week later than it was this past year. Hopefully that works with scheduling. I'm hoping I'll be able to get there.
But, that's the 10th to the 12th, I think. Yeah. Yep.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
Now, obviously, Minefield is coming up this weekend, so
it's this weekend, right? Yeah.
So for all those heading there, have a great time, enjoy it. I know there's a bunch of awesome
safe travels
pilots heading there, and Michael Wright will be on our show next week, who will be fresh off of his
Minefield
trip there. So definitely thrilled to see it and hear about that. So
fantastic. Well, guys, again, thanks everybody. I really appreciate you guys hanging in there and checking it out, popping in, popping out. We've had quite a bit of viewers in and out, but it's been a good show. It's been a great show, and thanks for everything. And we'll catch you next week.
All right, guys.
Thanks guys.
Thanks for having me, guys.